get my recording going again. So welcome. Happy Sunday. Hope everyone had a good weekend. The weather was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to snow and be gross and cold, and it really wasn't. So that's nice. Was anyone able to see the Northern Lights when they were here recently? I know that they've been kind of happening here and there across upstate New York, and I haven't.
Where is Spoons?
Right here? No, she's not here. I'm sorry. I don't see her. I thought Deb was in here, but she's not.
Sorry,
no,
I did not realize my audio was on. I always get excited to see her Spoons in the background.
I know, but Spoons is one of our chaperones, Debbie Calkins, and she does have a bunch of spoons in her background. She's not here yet, but we'll see if she shows up here. She's a mystery. I always
get excited to see her. She's like one of my favorites in the meeting.
Yay! She is much like her spoon collection. She is a mystery, but we'll see if she shows up today. So yeah. Anyways, as I was saying, it is 97 days until our trip, and so tonight is all about packing. So I'm going to go through a list of things that we should be packing, some surprising statistics about Ireland and the UK, which you might not have noticed in looking at their weather and what it might be like while we're there. And I have a video to show you about great ways to pack for this trip. So if you have traveled with me before and or have been paying attention, we are a carry-on only group, and we can do it. There is no checking of the bags on the way to our trip. And there's a couple of reasons why we do that. And I'm going to go over those right now. So I'm going to share my screen, share my little PowerPoint with you all. And let's get going here. So there we go. 97 days. So exciting. Woohoo! How to pack for our journey. That's what tonight is all about. So whether we're out in the field with a whole bunch of sheep or in downtown London, there are some things that you are going to need on this trip. But first, I want to show you a quick video of a woman who's actually traveling to the UK in this video and what she would recommend for packing. Firstly, though, I'm going to make sure I'm sharing my sound. Post only. That's not the right one. I think I do this every time. I'm so sorry. Someday I'm going to get really good at this and I'm going to be able to do this seamlessly and it's going to be amazing. Not tonight, though. All right, let me see if I can get this to play and let me know. Either Deb or Catherine, give me a thumbs up and let me know if you can hear this when it starts to play. Can you hear it? No? All right, hold on 1 second. This happens every time. I know, I'm so sad. Share sound. Should be sharing sound. Share. Okay, ready? It's gonna work this time.
Something important. But what if I told you there's a simple way to fit everything you need without the overwhelm? Hey guys, I'm Allie from Away Together. I've traveled to over 30 countries and at one point lived full time out of my carry-on bags. In today's video, I'm gonna break down how to pack carry-on only. I'll share the formula I use to pack, give helpful tips and strategies to help save space, and conveniently, I'm about to take a solo trip to the UK so we can pack my bags together. But before we jump in, it's important to distinguish what I mean when I say carry-on. I am not a minimalist single bag traveler. I totally understand wanting to look stylish and to be prepared for different occasions and activities while traveling. As much as I wish I could carry everything I need in a 28-liter backpack, that's just not who I am. I personally travel with a carry-on hard side roller bag plus a personal item-sized backpack. If you're looking to carry on only but aren't ready to go super minimal yet, this video is for you. Clothing is the hardest to pack, so we're going to tackle it first. Clothes take up the most space and require the most decision making. But if you use this simple formula that I've personally used for years, then these decisions will get easier, you'll have everything you need, and you won't overpack again. The formula is 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. You're going to pack 4 tops, 3 bottoms, 2 outerwear items, 1 dress or jumpsuit, 2 pairs of shoes, and of course, your choice in intimates and accessories. That's it, no more. If you're strategic in how you select these 12 key items, it will be plenty for your travels. I promise. This formula has worked for me across multiple trip types, multiple climates, but obviously make substitutions and changes based on your style and preferences. If you hate dresses and jumpsuits, you may want to throw in a pair of shorts or an extra top. Tips on helping pick these items out. Focus on neutral, coordinated colors and patterns. The idea is to build a mini capsule wardrobe to maximize the number of outfits you can build off a few select pieces. Items that offer versatility are ideal. Think of items that you can wear for a day of casual sightseeing that can transition to a nice dinner in the evening. Take items that you actually like to wear and feel comfortable and confident in. Basically, just be practical and honest with yourself. Don't panic pack a pair of sandals that you never wear and think all of a sudden you're going to definitely be wearing them on your trip to Spain. For my upcoming trip, in terms of clothes, here's what I'm taking. My 4 tops are going to be a cream sweater, a tan thinner sweater top, a black long sleeve top, and a neutral basic tee. My 3 bottoms are going to be a pair of jeans, a maxi skirt, and a pair of leggings. My 2 outerwear layers include a rain parka and a winter coat. I'll actually wear the winter coat while traveling to keep this bulky item out of my bag. My last core clothing item is 1 black long sleeve maxi dress. For my 2 pairs of shoes, I'm going to bring a pair of black waterproof boots and these Sorel waterproof tennis shoes. All of my intimates will go in this small packing cube along with something to sleep in. Accessories I'm packing are a small packable jewelry case with all of my favorite jewelry items, a thin belt, a pair of gloves, a pair of sunglasses and my prescription glasses, and an umbrella. Something you definitely don't want to be caught without in the UK. Something else you don't want to be caught without while traveling? Cellular data. Your phone is essential for navigation, messaging your Airbnb host, or sharing your adventures with friends back home. But without a plan, you're going to pay out the wazoo for roaming fees. Now, you could go through your home carrier's international plan, but those are often pricey. Or you could buy a local SIM card, but that can be a time-consuming hassle. That's why I recommend an eSIM. eSIMs have the benefit of physical SIM cards, but you don't have to go anywhere, talk to anyone, or physically put anything in your phone. My eSIM of choice is Olafly, which offers eSIMs in over 200 destinations worldwide with no roaming fees. And over 150 of those destinations offer unlimited data. For example, a 10-day trip using Olafly's Europe plan costs $37 versus $100 via Verizon. And there's no hidden fees or data caps. Setup takes just a couple of minutes. Download the Olafly app, choose your plan, install the eSIM, and you're good to go. If you're ready to get started with Olafly, head to the link below and use the code AWAYTOGETHER for 5% off your eSIM purchase. Thanks Olafly for sponsoring today's video. I apply a similar approach to toiletries and tech by allowing myself just 2 pouches for toiletries and 1 pouch for tech. In regards to toiletries, one of the bags has to be a single quart clear liquids bag that can pass the TSA liquids compliance rules. The other bag is my standard toiletry bag that holds my makeup and other essentials. Limiting your liquids to 1 single quart bag can be difficult, especially if you're new to carry-on only travel. A couple helpful tricks. Swap as many liquid products for solid versions. These solid products do not have to go in your single quart bag and can go in your other toiletry bag. It's important to note this also includes makeup items. Any liquid makeup has to go in your liquids bag. A few common swaps that I make. I use these Olay face wash tabs versus liquid cleanser. I use a solid stick foundation versus a liquid formula. I swap liquid or spray sunscreen for a solid stick version. There are other swaps you can make like bar shampoo and conditioner, toothpaste tabs, or even dry shampoo powder. You don't have to necessarily go to a 0 liquids policy. I definitely don't, but these are just handy if you need to reduce the items in your single liquid quart bag. Also, another tip is to transfer your liquid products into smaller leak-proof containers and only take the amount that you need for your trip. I love these Human Gear goo tubes because they're leak-proof, easy to clean, and come in various sizes. In my liquids bag, I have toothpaste, my hair styling spray, shampoo and conditioner, a small dry shampoo, a small wrinkle and static spray, a small perfume, one of my favorite face serums, face moisturizer, and all of my liquid makeup products. My non-liquid toiletry bag is going to house the remaining toiletry items. This includes cleansing wipes, face wash tabs, my toothbrush, sunscreen stick, a hairbrush, a compact travel razor, my remaining makeup, contacts, medications, and a couple of hair ties. I also allow myself one hair tool. My preferred tool is the L'Ange Le Duo Airflow Styler. It can curl or straighten, and it's not massive compared to other hair tools. I'm pretty minimal when it comes to tech, so a single tech pouch carries everything I need. A good tech pouch like this Air Pro Kit tech pouch keeps everything organized and in one easy place to access. My external battery, my travel adapter, a small camera, and chargers go into this pouch. I also carry a Kindle and Sony noise canceling headphones, but these just go into my personal item bag individually for easy access while on the plane. Now let's dive into the strategy on how to pack all your items. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I personally travel with a carry-on hard side roller bag plus a personal item size backpack. A good rule to follow is assume that anything that you pack into your suitcase you will not need until you get to your destination. Anything you may want to access while in transit, put that item in your personal item bag. This can include things like your passport and wallet, chargers and adapters, headphones, a change of clothes, any medication you may need to take. Just use a little bit of strategic thinking here so you aren't opening your suitcase in the middle of the airport floor. I actually pack both of my toiletry bags in my personal item backpack. I find this gives me a bit more space in my carry-on for clothes and shoes. And I also like to have access to some of my toiletries and makeup during a flight in case I want to freshen up before the plane lands. You're going to need to pull your liquids bag out for TSA anyways, so having it in your personal item backpack just makes things easier. Additionally, I find that items that are heavier are better off in your personal item bag as well, just in case you end up needing to check your roller bag and you have to be mindful of its weight. A good example is electronics or camera gear. These electronics are safer on your back than squished in a suitcase. If you're going to want to have a sling bag or a purse, this item needs to fit inside of your personal item backpack or pack away in your suitcase before you travel. I typically keep my sling bag packed with all the items I would normally carry in it, my wallet, passport, etc. And I wear this through airport security as I normally would. This means that you need to keep enough room in your personal item backpack to fit this extra sling bag. A few bonus items I pack in my personal item bag once I have all of my essentials in include my Owala water bottle, a small change of clothes just in case, and a smaller pouch in an easy access place that carries some things like hand sanitizer, Tylenol, wipes, deodorant, etc. With this approach, your carry-on luggage will mostly contain clothes and shoes. To help keep things organized and maximize space, use compression packing cubes for your clothes. Ultimately, packing is like solving a puzzle. You need to make all of your pieces fit together. So while this is generally how I pack my bags, sometimes things shift to better accommodate what I'm bringing or maximize the space in the bags that I choose. Play around with configuring your items to see what carries your load best. That's it. If you're interested in more packing content, check out this video where Nick shares his top one bag travel essentials for 2025. Thanks for watching and happy travels.
All right. So those were some good tips and tricks, I would say, for packing a carry-on piece of luggage in order to go here. So let me check I'm gonna check my weight room real quick just to make sure no one's in there, and no one is. Great. And I'm gonna check my chat here too. Oh no, was there no video that whole time? Amazing. Well, I'll share that link so that you can see what happened. Oh, that's a bummer. Well, that's okay. We're going to talk about this now anyway. So can you see at least my PowerPoint presentation? Yes, you can see that. What's on the screen, the guy with the little pink flamingo there. Okay, wonderful. So July in Ireland, it's not warm. I mean, like warm, like we typically know warm to be. When I downloaded this graphic and saw that the average high is 66 degrees, I was like, that has to be a mistake. Maybe it should say 86 degrees, but no, sure enough, it says 66 degrees. So I know that it's been a little bit warmer in past years in the UK, but I think that generally speaking, Ireland is a little bit colder just because of what it is. It's a big island, and that jet stream comes through and it keeps it pretty cool in the summertime. So the average high we're looking at probably maybe around 70 degrees, which is to us not very warm and not hot like it would be in the summertime here. So this is a July in Ireland graphic, but the same applies for the United Kingdom as well. Last year, I think, or the year before, there was a massive heat wave and it was in the 90s in London and most of the UK. But that's very out of the ordinary. As we get closer to our trip, we are, of course, going to be checking the weather to make sure that we're packing for the actual weather that happens while we're there. But the average high is 66 and the average low is 54 degrees. So that's actually going to be our temperatures probably here in another couple of weeks. Actually, that's spring temperatures for us. So just to keep that in mind when you're packing. Why do we carry on only? For a couple of different reasons. We're not going to be on this trip for very long. And additionally, unlike family vacations that you might take or other trips, we don't stay in one hotel. We hotel shop, we hotel hop, and we stop in different cities. So if you lose your bag for the first 3 or 4 days of this trip, we're going to be really far from the place that we started by the time that you're bagged, maybe even relocate your bag. And I don't know if we're ever going to catch up with it. So it's going to have to follow us across the island of Ireland over that channel that's between Ireland and the UK, and then into the UK as well. So we don't want to deal with that. Additionally, we have to be intentional about packing. I tend to overpack, and whenever I'm given the chance to check a bag, I do overpack. I went recently to Cancun on just a 4-day trip, and I checked a bag, and there was so much crap in there that I did not need, and I never even looked at, but I packed it because you never know. And so I checked the bag, and away it went. And I really regretted it because I had to lug that bag all over the place, and I didn't even use half the stuff that was in there. So being intentional about packing is something that you have to do when we're only traveling in a carry-on. It's a lot easier to get through security, and we don't have to reclaim bags when we go through customs if we don't check bags. So what typically will happen is when we fly into new places, international places, our luggage doesn't get put on the next plane to our next destination. We have to get it through the luggage claim, and then we have to recheck it and re-go through customs and re-go through TSA and all of those things. So if we do carry on only, your luggage will be with you the whole time, and we don't have to worry about going down to the baggage carousels and reclaiming the luggage just to recheck it again to go on our next plane. That can be very annoying, and if we have really tight connections, we don't want to be messing with that. If need be, you absolutely can check your bag on the way home. I think in previous meetings, we talked a lot about sweaters, buying beautiful Irish knit sweaters and things like that while we're on the island. And those can be bulky. So if you do end up purchasing things, if you, I don't know, forget your favorite sweatshirt and you get cold and you buy another one there's always the chance to check your bag on the way home. I usually do because I buy a lot of souvenirs for folks, and I can get more really quickly. So what I end up doing is I tend to pack another empty backpack or empty like a tote bag inside my carry-on luggage so that when I have all that stuff, I can carry that. So I had 2 like sort of personal item type bags, and then I check my roller on the way home and I don't have to deal with that. So that's always an option as well. So what are we going to pack? Let's get into it. We are going to be packing lots of layers on this trip because it could be cold, it could be warm, it could be hot, it could be raining. We have no idea what the weather is going to be like. And weather in the United Kingdom, in England especially, is notorious for being unpredictable. So we want to make sure that we bring lots of layers for hot days, for cool evenings, and also for some of the things that we're going to be doing that's going to probably take a lot of like walking. I'm thinking specifically like the sheepdog demonstration that we're seeing in Ireland. Could be muddy there depending on the weather. We're going to be outside. There's probably going to be dogs and sheep and other animals to pet. So you want to be, cognizant of that kind of thing. Closed-toed shoes on that day is probably a pretty important thing to do. You might get muddy, you might get hairy, you might get wet. So just keep in mind all of those things. Waterproofs are essential. I hate raincoats. I hate them so much. They're awful, especially on a hot day and you're in a raincoat and it's like keeping you in and like you're getting all sweaty in there and blah, I just hate them. But they are essential when you travel to the United Kingdom and to Ireland. It's going to be rainy, and if it's not rainy, it might be misty. So keep that in mind. If you want to bring waterproof pants, that might be a little bit overkill. Waterproof shoes of some kind, whether they're like welly boots or waterproof tennis shoes, those might be a great choice to pack. I probably will also be packing a pair of Chaco sandals. So Chacos are kind of like Tiva sandals or Keen, like a closed-toed sandal if you have them, just because it's summertime and I equate summer with sandals. So the sandals like that, the Tiva sandals, Keen hiking sandals, Chaco sandals, those are really good sort of sturdy, not flip-flop type shoes that you can wear that cling to your feet and they have a good tread on them so that you can be hiking around and walking around as well. Personal essentials, those are just your toiletries and other things that you might need. I always travel with earplugs. So that's one of my personal essentials. I like to wear them on the plane because depending on where you are in the plane, it can get really loud, especially if you're trying to sleep. So I just bring my little earplugs with me. That's something that I absolutely need to have. So that's what that means. Electronics and plug adapters. So if you look at this picture on this slide, this is the type of plug that you will need. Ireland and the UK don't have the same plugs that we do. So this one is nice. This is actually the one that I personally have. It has the USB plug-in and it has a plug for your electronics as well. So I would recommend just going on Amazon. I think I got like 2 for $8. They're really not very expensive, but you will need these in order to charge or plug in anything while we're over in the UK and in Ireland. Good, reliable shoes. I already mentioned this. This is not the time to pack a brand new pair of sneakers or a brand new pair of sandals that you've never worn before. You will 1000% regret that. Pack shoes that you know are reliable. They don't have to be fancy. This is a walking tour. This tour is made for walking. It's not really made for fashion. So don't bring, your fancy high-heeled sandals. Don't bring ballet slippers to try to walk around in. Those things are not going to be good for you. But as I say that too, I recognize that some people have shoes that are comfortable that may not look very comfortable to other people. So use your best judgment. If you can walk 16 miles in a pair of Crocs and be absolutely fine, go for it. But just keep in mind that we're going to be walking probably a good 3 to 5 miles per day on this trip, which is a lot on the feet. So keep that in mind. And then last but not least, of course, the most important thing to pack is your passport. That's going to be your most important commodity on this trip. I hate these slides. I'm sorry. They're not my jam. They're a lot of words, and I'm going to send this out to you in documents as well after this presentation. But here are some things that you should be thinking about planning. If you had seen the video, sadly, you would have seen that you need one quart-sized bag that's clear. I use a Ziploc. I don't have anything fancy or expensive. I just use a quart-sized Ziploc bag from my cupboard. That's what all your liquids are going to go in. Mascara counts as a liquid, so just keep that in mind. Some, if you have one of those, the lip gloss that's like you put the thing in and then you take it out, but it's kind of like gel in there. That's a liquid. So just keep in mind the things that you're packing that might turn into liquids. And I would highly recommend that you try to pack these things ahead of time just to make sure that you can fit everything. Double duty products are a great way to travel. So consider packing products that can be used for multiple things, like a shampoo, conditioner, all in one. Toothpaste tablets. We can talk about that a little bit too. I hate them. So I always make sure that I leave room in my bag for toothpaste, the like liquid kind of toothpaste or the gel, because the tablets, I just don't like them. But if you have a lot of liquids and you need to like make a change, toothpaste tablets are something that you can do. I also bring SPF sunscreen stick, and I have a picture of the kind that I use towards the end of this. And that will replace any liquid sunscreen that you want to bring on this trip too. And just because I keep saying that you should bring your waterproofs and make sure that you have a umbrella and a rain jacket and all of those things, you still need sunscreen on this trip because there will be sunny days and it is the summertime, so you'll need that. Don't forget your toothbrush, toothpaste if you need it. You definitely need it. Just kidding. You will need that. Pack that. Deodorant, absolutely. Hairbrush, sunscreen, and feminine hygiene products. And what I'll say about feminine hygiene products is you may not think that you're going to need them. You probably will need them. On this trip, there are a lot of surprises, and having your period is likely one of them. So just bring a few just in case. You never know. We are 31 women that are going to be all traveling together, and if one of us gets it, the rest of us are going to get it. So make sure that you bring at least a few feminine hygiene products because you might be scrambling to try to find them when you go. This surprises me every time personally I go on one of these trips. So I will tell you, putting a couple of pads or tampons in your bag is always a good thing, just in case. And also, if your friend needs them, then you have them and you can share, and that's a good thing. Clothing, just like in the video said, plan your outfits ahead of time. This one's going to be hard for me because if you've traveled with me before, some of you have, I really like to wear sundresses on these trips, like just a long dress of whatever kind. but I feel like I'm going to get cold. So this might be a different type of trip for me. And I might be packing more sort of pants type materials to travel with. So this one's going to be tough for me. Choose a color palette that you can mix and match. So, you know, don't bring things that will look gross together. I don't even know what that means these days, but I guess in your own mind, my mother always used to tell me, like, now it's a thing, like, don't mix black and blue. You look like a big bruise, you know, and plaids and polka dots. You can't mix those because they're clashing, like stuff like that. Don't worry about it. If it looks good to you, bring it. But if you can wear it for a couple of days and be okay with other pieces of clothing that you've brought, that's even better. Layering, that's a great thing to do. Warm clothes, absolutely. Sweatshirt, fleece, etc. For the planes are always cold. And then if it's colder where we're going, that's great too. Rolling clothing, and I do a video that I'll share with a link, because who knows if you're actually going to be able to see it or not, unfortunately. But I'll share a link to a rolling video that you can watch a little bit later, and it shows how to properly roll clothing. Actually, I have a TikTok to show you as well. Packing cubes, those are life changers for me. You can get so much stuff into those little packing compression cubes, and a lot of them have on the inside these straps that you kind of click together, and then you pull on the straps, and it makes the packing cubes smaller, and you can fit them into your carry-on luggage. Make sure you bring some kind of sleepwear. Remember, you're probably sharing a room with other people. So no matter what state you sleep in your own house, there's going to be other people in your bedroom with you this time around. So make sure that you bring something that you can sleep in that's not your street clothes, because those are going to get sweaty or rainy or dirty or hairy or whatever as we're out and about traveling around. And definitely bring rain gear and some kind of raincoat and a travel umbrella. My travel umbrella is tiny. It's like this big, and it fits in the bottom of my sling bag. And I just always bring it. I never take it out of there. So I would highly recommend a travel umbrella. Let me see if I can get this to play here and see if you can see this actual video. Can you see a video, or are you only seeing my PowerPoint?
I pack a carry-on like a professional organizer when you like to overpack.
Can you see it? Oh, you can't. Okay, done. I'm going to fix this right now because I know how to do it, maybe. Excuse me. That.
I pack a carry-on like a professional organizer when you like to overpack. My sister's heading on a 4-day trip. She refused to pare down any of this clothing, but she was still struggling to fit it all in. We have a total of 38 pieces and 3 pairs of shoes, and this is how you do it. So pull out those packing cubes. The only way we're going to fit all of these tops is using a packet fold. Lay them out by sleeve length and fold them together. This makes unpacking really easy as well. But rolling our pants and dresses is going to save more space. Then we grab our smallest packing cube for our undergarments. The way you fold and roll is a game changer in packing. Protect our shoes and some bags. We have a few personal items we're going to fit in. I love a soft shell carry-on that has storage on both sides. I find that you can fit the most in these. She's also bringing a backpack on the plane with her, so we're going to use that for toiletries, other personal items, and a few jackets. She has extra space because I know she's going to buy something. If you need help staying organized while packing, I have a free digital download packing checklist on my page.
Yeah. So that one just shows, you know, how to roll clothing and those little compression packs. I also enjoy a soft-sided carry-on piece of luggage. I don't like the hard-sided ones because I feel like I can shove more into the soft-sided ones than I can for a hard one. And sometimes they get a little bit bulgy in various places. I just feel like I can fit more in there. I'm not saying that you should rush out and buy yourself a whole new piece of luggage for this trip. Definitely don't do that. But maybe ask around in your family if you have folks that travel a lot, or if they've traveled enough. They might have a piece of luggage that works really well for them that you can borrow, and that would be super cool. And then you can tell them that their luggage went to Ireland and bring them a souvenir, and it will be delightful. All right, I'm going to get back to my PowerPoint here real quick. If you have any questions throughout this thing, feel free to drop them in the oops, sorry about that. Feel free to drop them in the comments section in the chat there. And I will make every attempt to answer them. Where am I? Right here? Right. That was my TikTok video. I'm going to go back to the other one. All right. Can you see that? Can you see with the UK flag on there? Perfect. All right. So the personal bag. So this is a backpack. I have, for some reason, gotten into the habit of using it like a big tote bag. I don't know if you are like a 90s kid and you have the LL Bean canvas tote bag and my name is monogrammed on it. And it zips at the top. I've been using one of those for a personal bag lately just because I like the access of the open top. But I think for the purposes of this trip, a backpack would be great. And EF Tours is actually going to provide a backpack for you, which I'm going to be giving to you during the June meeting. So if you don't have a backpack that you want to use and you want to give a try to the EF backpack, you're welcome to. They're okay. They don't have enough pockets for I like a lot of pockets in mine. But it is free backpack and it's just for you. So I'll be handing those out in June. What I like to keep in my, excuse me, personal bag are these following things. Headphones, all of my technology, including charging cords and a brick charger. If we're going to be in airports for a while, you might want to recharge your phone. It's a great time to recharge during this time. Your plug converters, you might want to carry with you just in case, especially if usually airports have a pretty universal area for charging and plugging things in, but you never know. I usually try to put in a change of clothing. And this one doesn't have to be anything crazy. A dress, usually I put in a pair of underwear and like just a single dress that I can roll up and put in the bottom because you never know. Sometimes at airports, when we get on the planes, they might make us gate check our carry-on luggage. And so what that means is as people are getting on and people try to bring more stuff on the plane, the overhead bins get full. And so once they get full, then they take everyone else's carry-on luggage, they put a tag on it, and they put it under the plane for us. It doesn't go through the baggage claim or anything like that. When we get off, when we arrive in our destination, they'll put that baggage back on the ramp that you exit the plane from so that we can have it. So you might not have access to your luggage if they choose to gate check our bags. That's why a lot of these things should go in your personal item because that's going to go right underneath the seat in front of you on the plane. A deck of cards, if we're hanging out in the airport and you love to play, I don't know, pitch. I love pitch, or go fish, or whatever you like to play. Deck of cards might be great. Uno is also wonderful. I like to bring a lot of snacks with me as well. Trail mix and gum. I love like Swedish Fish and Sour Patch Kids and stuff like that. So they're usually a lot more expensive in the airport. So if you can bring them with you and put them in your carry-on or your personal bag, that's great. Passport, that should be number one. Any medications, I would highly recommend putting in your personal bag, just in case. You never know what happens. If you're gate checking bags, nothing should happen to them, but you never know. If you need medication, if it's not just like allergy medication in case you like sniff a sheep or something, if it's like your heart medication or diabetes medication or something that you literally cannot live without, keep it on you, put it in your personal bag and keep it with you at all times. Wallet money, small first aid kit. I'm going to have a bunch of stuff to pack a small first aid kit at Hoover when we meet in June. Things like blister Band-Aids and regular Band-Aids and antibiotics and things like that that you can take along with you. Lip balm, chapstick, water bottle. Oh, deck of cards. I put that on there twice. That's how much I care about your Uno playing on this trip. Journal or a book, day pack or purse. So what I usually do, excuse me, is I pack a bigger personal bag and then I have a sling bag, like my day pack that I put inside that bag. So if I'm going to grab a snack in the airport or if we're doing day trips on our trip, it's not that big tote bag that I'll carry around with me. And then of course, sunglasses, because fingers crossed, it will be sunny at some point on our trip this summer. These are some of my travel faves. Just a couple of quick things that I have taken with me on all of my travels. I'm gonna move this. Is there you can't see like a little, sometimes my thing makes a gray box on the screen and you can't see, but it doesn't look like that's happening. Right. So these are some of my favorites, kind of going clockwise from the top, that black thing up there with the cords poking out of it. That is a brick charger and it has 4 different types of cords. So it has a USB charger. It has one of those C chargers. It looks like it has a little like micro USB charger. And then I don't know what that other one is. But these things are great. And if you haven't used your phone camera for like 4 or 5 hours straight, you don't realize how quickly using your camera depletes your phone battery. So these things keep their charge for a really long time. They charge your stuff really quickly. And when you get back to the hotel at night, that's when you recharge this brick charger. But that thing is going to keep your phone going throughout the day when you don't have access to a plug. So I highly recommend a charger like that. The next one is that Neutrogena Beach Defense. That is like a deodorant stick, but for sunscreen. So if you're worried about liquids, if you have a lot of liquids that you're going to bring, I would recommend getting that. I burn, I don't know if you can tell from the paleness that's currently on your screen, but I burned like yesterday when the sun was out for a half an hour here in Syracuse, New York. So I need a lot of sunscreen when I travel, no matter where I go. And this stuff is really good. You just kind of roll it on like you would a deodorant, and it works really, really well. The next one is Mega Babe. So it's, this is kind of a personal thing, but if you travel a lot and wear dresses, which I do, this is for chafing. So I use it on my legs. I use it sometimes like on my arms. If I'm carrying my sling bag, sometimes I get like chafing on my shoulders from the strap of the sling bag, especially if I'm wearing like a sleeveless dress or something like that. And this Mega Babe is amazing. It is wonderful. I walked through Italy and Greece for 10 days and it was 100 degrees a day. And this stuff, that Mega Babe, saved my life. I did not get a single blister anywhere on my body because of Mega Babe. I love it. I would buy stock in it. It's fantastic. The next thing up in that right-hand corner is a charging cord that is very similar to the brick, but it's just a cord and it has like the 3 prongs on the end. One for your Apple Watch if you have one for your phone, and then just another one off the edge there. I really like it. It's like a little octopus of things. You need one USB charger and it charges all of your devices off of one cord. I just think they're really good. Better blister bandages. I would highly recommend bringing some kind of blister bandage with you, moleskin or this type of thing that they sell. You are probably going to get blisters unless you're used to walking 5 miles a day while carrying a backpack and like on terrain that's not a sidewalk. You're going to get blisters. So prepare yourself and just make sure that you bring some sort of blister stuff with you. I will have some as well. I carry a first aid kit with me on all of these trips. So if you need it, I will have it, but it's always good to have your own too. That little like pastel green, purple, and pink thing down there is a pill organizer. I love them because I keep all kinds of things in them. I keep allergy pills. I keep Alka-Seltzer in them. I keep Benadryl and Advil. We're only going for 10 days and I wouldn't recommend bringing a whole lot of medications with you, but at night, because I'm old, I like to take Advil after a long day of walking. It helps me because my feet hurt. And so, I bring enough Advil for our 10-day trip and I put it in that little, I designate one of those little things for it. And it's helpful to keep pills separate, and they're only about this big and they're just really useful. So I love that. There's some compression bags on there. There's all kinds of compression bags now. You can get, different colors and different sizes and all that jazz, but there's just some. And then this last thing on the bottom left-hand corner is my favorite sling bag for travel. I love it. It's a Waterfly. The brand name is Waterfly. The reason that I love this bag is because it has a pocket that's kind of like on the backside that I keep my passport in that is always close to my body. It's a hidden little pocket. You can't see the zipper. And I keep my wallet with my money and my passport in it. And it's always like touching me. It's towards your body. So it's never facing out. It also has a spot on the very bottom for an umbrella or a raincoat that you can like sort of unzip and it kind of shoves up in there. There's a water bottle pocket. And then when you open it, in the big pocket, there's 2 different pockets. The smaller pocket has like 4 different pockets. And then that front pocket is great for like chapsticks and earplugs and things like that. On the strap, there is another pocket, which I occasionally will keep like pocket money in, so just a couple of euro or a couple of pounds or whatever, just in that pocket. I generally don't keep a lot of money that's like outwardly facing. The inside like secret pocket towards my body is what I like to keep. But I do just for easy access. The other thing that I love about this sling bag is that you can, on the bottom, you can unclip and reclip on the other side. I always tend to carry my bag over my left shoulder, and it can get sore sometimes if that's the only shoulder that you carry your sling bag on. You can unclip it and you can switch it. So the orientation is the other shoulder. So you can give that one shoulder a little bit of a break. So like I said, it's my favorite bag. I'm on version 2 of mine right now. I had to get a new one because I take it everywhere with me. And I just love it. So anyways, there's that. So what would you pack? What did I forget? Are there any things that you have traveled with before that you love? Anything that you maybe have traveled with that I totally forgot about? I'm going to be sending this out to you via like a worksheet and all that jazz too. But who's traveled before? What did I forget? What are some things that you definitely want to bring on this trip that I didn't mention? Feel free to unmute yourself if you want to, or drop it in the chat. Oh, I see. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh no, that was chat from March. Okay. No, nothing.
We
There's
have
gotta
one,
be.
Liz.
Oh, sure. Go
We
ahead.
so we recently went to London, Genevieve and I did,
Mhm.
and we used Hero travel bags
Hmm.
that just held our passport and like a little bit of money, and it was able to go right under our coats and our sweatshirts, and so it stayed super close to our body.
Hero travel bags.
Yeah, it was about $25 on Amazon. It was RFID blocker as well.
Oh yes. Yes. I know that a lot of, was it like a money belt?
It was not a money belt. It was I'm actually holding mine right next to me now. It was a little strap that went kind of like crossbody like a sling. But I like it so much that
do
I
you want to
use
turn
it
your
now
camera?
for my day to day.
Can you turn your camera on and show us?
Maybe.
I love a good bag.
So I have my background screen on, so I don't know if you can see.
Oh, there it is. Ooh, that's cute.
I'm not actually at the, so it's not
Golden
wanting
Gate
to show up.
Yeah, that's super
It's just
cute.
really small and simple.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, I don't care for money belts. I know a lot of people use money belts. I just find them to be weird, but I love that one. Hero, it's called Hero bag. Very cool.
Yeah, here.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely want to make sure that you keep your passport and your money, any credit cards that you bring in a place where you can get it. I also am going to be doing passport checks on this trip, like before we leave any hotel in the morning. I want you all to show me your passport or touch your passport, make sure your passport's with you, that sort of thing, just so that we make sure we have it. So a bag like that would be perfect because you would know where it was all the time. Thank you, Kelly. That's great. There was that little advertisement in the first video that you couldn't see, so sorry, about the eSIM card. So that's actually, I know that was a bit of a commercial, but it's an important point as well. We are going to be communicating with each other via cell phone on this trip. So if you don't have an international data plan, I have AT&T, and so whenever I leave the boundaries of this country, it's like, welcome to AT&T International. We've automatically connected you for $10 a day, and wherever I've gone, it just automatically connects. If you don't know if your phone does that, or if you don't have a plan like that, you might want to look into the eSIM situation. And I think that company was called Olafly. Did that sound right? Olafly. What you're going to want to make sure that you have is just access to yep, Olafly, that was it. I don't know anything about that company. I can certainly look into it. But if you're uncertain about your connectivity when we go overseas, you might want to download an eSIM. Because while we're out and about, if you're having free time, depending on what you want to do for free time and where we are, if we're in some tiny Irish town that I'm pretty well sure you're not going to get like carried off by somebody or a sheep or something. I'm going to let you go by yourselves to go out and explore. But I do need you to come back to me. And if something happens, I need you to have a way to contact me. And that's going to be your cell phone. We're also going to download the WhatsApp app. So WhatsApp is really easy to use. I'm going to make a community in the WhatsApp for us so that we all can be a part of the community and we all can connect to each other. This is the way that our tour director is going to communicate with us. WhatsApp is important to folks that are over in Europe and in other parts of the world because it doesn't matter what kind of phone you have, it talks to all the phones. If you're an iPhone user and you've ever tried to like text with a Samsung user before, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes it doesn't work and it doesn't go through and it's frustrating. WhatsApp doesn't matter what kind of phone you have, it will talk to all the phones. So we're going to download that and I'll show you how to do that in one of our upcoming meetings. Anything else that you think that we might need on this trip? I love to pack a good, I have an infinity travel pillow that I like to bring with me. It looks like an infinity scarf, right? Like a scarf that doesn't have an end to it. But it's a travel pillow and it's really cool and it's warm as well. So I bring that and you can, the nice thing about that, I should have brought it with me to show you. I will in our June meeting, is that you can, sounds weird, but you can like do it so that your arms stay up. Like that's how I like to be on a plane. I like to, because you know, if you're in the middle seat or something, like you don't want to spread out, but like I'll tuck my arms in there and just, it's cozy. So there you go. There's that. I also like to bring a scarf, like a, I don't even know what kind of scarf. Yeah. And Catherine, you keep trying to talk, but your sound is not working. I don't know what the problem is. You are muted, but sometimes when you unmute, no, I still can't hear you. It's so weird. I don't know. I have no idea. I cannot hear you, but I feel like I can get your vibe. So yes, a scarf. A scarf is good. Also, if you have those like Turkish towels that are very thin, I like to bring one of those with me as well, because you can use it as a shawl. You can use it as a blanket. You can use it as a towel if it rains and you need to like wipe yourself off. I roll mine up like a pillow on the bus and use it as a pillow. They're very versatile. So something like that might be good to bring. I don't think we're going into any like holy places that require that. I think we're going to Trinity Church in Dublin when we visit, but unlike the places in the Vatican or Rome or other places in Italy, I don't think the Irish care. So there you go. What else? Deb, you've traveled a lot. Can you think of anything that you would never leave home without?
As long as I have my credit card, I'm good.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Credit card. I keep seeing things. Thanks for bringing that up. I keep seeing things that say that cash in England is not a thing. So make sure that you have some sort of credit card, a tap. If your phone has a wallet and you want to put your credit card or whatever on it, do that, because at a lot of places they do not accept cash, which is great because we don't have to.
I don't think
convert.
anywhere you go takes cash and wants cash anywhere, any country.
Yeah, I really think I was watching something on TikTok, of course, because whatever. I learn a lot on TikTok though. I'm gonna defend myself. You in London, like I said, they were attempting to use cash and they were frustrated. They made a video and said, cash isn't king. I'm just thinking about, I wonder about little places in Ireland that might. Catherine, if only we could hear you, my friend. Nope. Nothing.
Heck.
Oh,
Can you
wait.
now?
Now I can.
Oh, okay.
Yay!
So,
You fixed it.
my last experience in England, it was in rural areas up through the Yorkshire Dales, then down into Dartmoor, places like that. And I did notice, similar to my home area where I live in northern Pennsylvania, merchants did prefer, small merchants in small towns did prefer cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But but I realize we'll be in mostly, I think, larger places,
Yeah, like I said, the only place I worry about a little bit is Ireland. Only because I don't know, it's Ireland. But also we're not going to be off the beaten path. Like we're not going to be driving on, dirt roads in the back country of Kilkenny or whatever. So I would not rely too heavily on cash. Like I wouldn't get a lot of cash because then you're stuck with it too at the end of the trip,
Right.
unless you're planning to go back. And the pound has a terrible, terrible exchange rate right now. So I really wouldn't dabble in too much cash if I were you. Plus, if you have a debit card or a credit card, well, not a credit card. If you have a debit card, you can get it out at the airport if you need it. There will always be ATMs. All right, so that was a lot packing. Like I said, this one's going to be a tough one for me. And if you've never taken a trip like this before, I would recommend laying out your clothes a couple of weeks beforehand and really being intentional about your packing and thinking about the things that you you will definitely wear. I've a couple of my trips when I first started doing this, I overpacked to the point where I was like leaving clothing in the places that I was going, because I was so aggravated with myself and how much I brought, and you just don't need it. And the nice thing about all of us is this is a judgment-free zone. Deb, if you want to wear that same t-shirt for 10 days in a row, as long as you're packing deodorant, we got you.
Absolutely.
We're fine.
Absolutely.
Yep. The other thing too is that at least when I was in Japan, there was laundry in the hotels.
Mhm.
So if you really needed to do laundry, there was always laundry in the hotels. We are gonna know our hotels before we go. So probably next month, we should have our hotels, and you'll be able to go on the website and see what amenities they have, if they have laundry, if they don't, etc. I have brought little suds packets in the past as well. There's little travel size suds packets. They are liquid, but they are like kind of like a wet wipe, I would say, with liquid inside of it. So if you want to do like a load of your underwear in the sink in the hotel, or whatever, your favorite pair of leggings or a couple of pairs of socks, you'll have the opportunity to do that because I feel like we're going to be staying. The best time to do it is if we stay 2 nights in a row in a hotel, because then we can hang it up and let it dry and all that stuff. So,
It's even easier to get in the shower and take your clothes in the shower and wash them in the shower.
Yep, that's exactly right. Yes. Oh,
I've done
easy.
it. It can be done.
Yep. Keep it simple, right? That's perfect. Yep. But this is not a fashion show. This is not, we're
Absolutely.
not going to Paris. You don't have to worry about walking down the Champs-Élysées in your, most beautiful outfit. This is not Rome. This is like, I don't know, a sheep field in Ireland, right? We're going to Dublin. Dubliners are pretty easygoing. Same with folks in the UK as well. So be fashionable, but don't be crazy about it.
We're never going to see these people again.
Exactly. That's the
Right?
best part.
Right?
Yep. Yeah, we're never going to see these people again. I would love to dip my toes in the Irish Sea, though. Maybe I should bring a bathing suit. Deborah, are you going to bring a bathing suit?
I don't know. Are we? We're going to?
I don't know. I feel like we should maybe now, based on last time's shenanigans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, if there's no other questions or comments or anything, that's it. That's all I've got for tonight. Does everyone feel okay? Carry on wise? You can do it. I have faith in you.
Very helpful, Liz. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. And it's Google, YouTube. There's so many videos out there about how to pack, how to roll your clothes, how to do carry on. There was one crazy video that was like, I'm going to, Indonesia for 20 days and I'm bringing this tiny backpack. Great. You do you, boo, but that's not me. I might have to bring, it's pretty warm there. I probably could just pack a bathing suit and a towel and be fine. Right? I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, thank you for joining. Catherine, you look like you were about to say something.
Well, I was just thinking, you mentioned buying sweaters, and I had been thinking of, gee, should I bring a sweater? But I thought, maybe there will be opportunities to buy one. I haven't been to Ireland before.
I bet there will be, because we are going to a sheepdog demonstration. There's going to be a lot of sheep there. Okay. And we're flying into Shannon, and I recall near there are the Aran Islands, and the Aran Islands I think are pretty famous for their wool and their sweaters.
Okay.
And like I said, we're going to Ireland first, and there will be many fisherman knit sweaters for us to purchase.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
We're going to Blarney Castle, right?
Yep.
There's a nice store, if it's still there, that has lots of nice sweaters there next to the castle.
Yeah, sweaters, I'm sure,
Hey,
shawls,
thank you, Deb.
Shawls and scarves and beautiful knit things. So,
Okay.
Yep. Great.
Yeah, don't bring one, buy one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks,
exactly. So there you go. Perfect. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us tonight. Our next meeting, I had a little slide, but whatever. Our next meeting is May 4th. May the 4th be with you. 7 p.m. Same link, same password, all of that. Next time, we're going to be talking about paperwork. So much paperwork, health and safety, paperwork, medication, all of that stuff, especially if you're traveling without a parent on this trip. I need more paperwork from you than folks that are traveling with an adult. But that's okay because you do it for summer camp. So you can do it for this trip as well. So those are the things we're going to be talking about next time, how to stay safe and healthy on our trip. And then don't forget our in-person meetings, June 22nd at Camp Hoover, located in Tully, New York at 11 a.m. from 11 to 2. And I'll be providing lunch and backpacks and swag and all the things that we need to make this trip awesome. So hope to see you then. If you can't make it, that's okay. Just reach out to me and let me know. Deb, I saw you make a face.
You know what? I didn't even think about it, but we booked camping down at Comstock for one of my troops for that weekend.
Oh, for that, I will give you a pass.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent. Good. So those are the next couple of dates, and I can't believe there's only 2 meetings left until our trip. It's awesome. I'm so excited. So keep up the good work. I don't know. Practice packing. And I'll see you in about a month's time. Thanks for joining me. Have a great night, everybody.
Thanks so much.
You're
Yep.
welcome.
Bye.
Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.